Good afternoon, everyone, and welcome to Connecting Live, our Raising Special Kids Facebook Live series. We are excited to be back today. We hope everyone is doing well in this busy holiday season with their families. Thank you for taking time to spend with us today as we reflect on this past year together. So before we get started, I just wanted to remind the community that Raising Special Kids is closing for the holidays. We will be, our office will be closed from Christmas Eve, so the 24th, through January 3rd. So we will be back on the 4th and ready to start the new year fresh and continue serving families. We also are in our annual campaign right now. We are so grateful to our community. Thank you for those that are donating and supporting our mission here at Raising Special Kids. When you donate to us, it helps us better serve the families that are raising children with disabilities in our state. So we're so thankful for those donations. If you are interested in supporting it, our mission, you still have time to donate. We will put the link in our chat. The annual campaign runs through the end of the year. So thank you again. So today I'm excited. We are going to be kind of reflecting on 2021. As we know, in this second pandemic year, there have been a lot of challenges and struggles for our families, but there also have been some triumphs and silver linings. And I am so grateful that Janna Merle, our Assistant Executive Director, is here today to kind of talk about those with me and reflect and celebrate all the work we've been doing at Raising Special Kids this past year. So thank you, Janna, and welcome.
Thank you, Brittany. Thank you for having me.
Well, I'm excited, Janna. I've been thinking about today and pondering on what Raising Special Kids has been up to. And I have some questions for you to help us and our community learn about what we've been doing and some of our highlights. So if you don't mind, I'll just tackle those and we'll get to it.
Sounds awesome.
Okay. So thinking about this past year, Janna, what are some of your favorite highlights of 2021 for Raising Special Kids?
Well, first of all, I have to say how proud I am of working for an organization that has been as resilient and focused on serving families throughout this pandemic, and also focused on ensuring that our staff and their families have remained safe and healthy as much as possible. And so proud of an organization that pays such close attention to that. We have enjoyed the privilege of serving over 9,000 families this past year.
Wow.
Through right? Wow,
Wow.
It's huge. I know.
Yeah, I hadn't heard that number.
I know. Through individual consultation, parent-to-parent support, meeting attendance and trainings. We also, as an organization, worked on a historically high number of programs this year, to the tune of 22, serving a variety of populations that include the refugee and asylee population, support groups for families of babies that have experienced some time in the NICU. We facilitated referrals for over 16,000 young children to the Arizona Early Intervention Program. We've increased our statewide footprint for PPP parenting classes, and these are just naming a few. And then also, Brittany, gosh, I know I'm going to miss someone and forget someone here, but Raising Special Kids has been the proud benefactor of the annual Route 66 car show in Williams, Arizona. We were chosen by Virginia Piper to be one of several nonprofits to receive an unexpected donation to our organization for our excellent and focused work on serving families during the COVID-19 pandemic. What a privilege to be part of that group of nonprofits that were selected to receive that. We have developed new relationships with Valley of the Sun United Way, with the BHHS Legacy Foundation. We've done focused work with cities and counties all across our state that we hadn't in the past ordinarily had the privilege or opportunity to do that. So those are just a few to name.
Well, hearing all of that just makes me smile. You know, I too, as an employee of Raising Special Kids, am so grateful for that support. And I'm thankful that we didn't really skip a beat. I mean, we may have shifted in the way we provide support as we're not in person and seeing families like we did previously, but we're still doing what we do and keeping the one thing in mind and helping families and parents. And hearing all those highlights just makes me smile and also reminds me we have such a supportive community that really believes in what we do, and it's incredible. So thank you to all of you that are part of that.
Absolutely.
So as we're in this second pandemic year that seems to be lasting forever,
Yeah.
sadly, a lot of our services have continued to be virtual. So how has Raising Special Kids as a team adapted and continued to hone our skills so we can be effective in providing that family support, even virtually?
Yeah, hasn't it truly been a practice in patience and resilience, and yeah, we've also seen our staff adapt beautifully to serving families virtually. I know that there were many of us that were really sad about not being able to connect with families in person, and that one-on-one connection with families, was always such a great way that we were able to make a connection and build relationship with folks. But I believe we've learned over this past year how to do that in such a way in the environment that we're living in to maintain just the observing the protections of keeping everyone safe, but also just being able to develop our skills and how to participate in meetings virtually, how to, facilitate Zoom calls with families and get to still see their face. And we've also been able to enjoy having staff meetings as an organization via Zoom, where, that has connected our organization in a real beautiful way. Historically, there were times where we would have remote staff that would participate, virtually, but then there would be a large group of folks that were all in person, and that became that we've grown to really love the fact that now we're all connecting virtually and all being able to enjoy the same kind of connection and facilitation of the meetings, because we're all participating in the same way and using the same format. That's been a silver lining. One of the other things is that, as we know that we are still in a pandemic. However, we also are seeing that with folks that are being vaccinated, and as other organizations are having activities, schools are having activities, we're slowly starting to reorient and unwind some of the and be able to have opportunities for some of our staff to be able to participate in some of those outreach activities that are being held in person, and doing it in such a way that we're with mask wearing and making sure that we're observing social distancing, but we're slowly kind of seeing that happen. We are also enjoying having our office open to the public. We have kind of a skeleton crew that comes in, but we are happy to report to the community that our office is open to the public now. So those are some of the things that we're slowly trying to adapt to, and still provide that service that we want to be able to provide to families.
Definitely, Janna. I feel like we may be physically farther apart as staff, but closer as a team and united in our mission and helping parents and having that energy and excitement and continuing to help families, even during probably, I would say, one of the most difficult almost 2 years that many of us have had. So. Yeah. And yes, it is exciting to see a sprinkling of outreach events starting to fill up our calendars. So things to look forward to, hopefully, next year.
Absolutely.
So what is new in 2021? Has Raising Special Kids hired anybody new? Do we have any new programs that have happened this year?
Yes, actually, I'm really, really excited to report. I was just talking with Chris, our executive director, just a few moments ago, and we were reflecting on the fact that we have had the privilege of hiring 5 new staff members in 2021. 5. That is unheard of, and it's so exciting. We brought on Jesse Robertson, Christina Renteria, Raven Miles, Ben Fisher, and Wendy Howe. that's, again, just really, really proud of the fact that our team is growing in light of the climate that we're living in. We continue to build capacity for those triple P parenting classes. That's something that we're really focused on in building capacity to provide that program that's much needed for families. We're expanding also, we're investing in expanding our positive family coaching program. We are also focused on building a strong partnership with Diverse Ability Incorporated in developing a youth peer mentorship program. So excited about that.
Me too.
And the other thing is too, is I'm sure that many of you have noticed that we have a beautiful new website. And if you have been attending some of our training classes, our PowerPoints, the materials have been rebranded. So we're trying to rebrand all of our materials. We have that beautiful new website, and we have an early childhood tool that is going to be a new feature on our website that's coming very soon. So be watching for that. So those are some of the oh, and one more thing I don't want to be remiss in remembering to remind everyone is we are going to be rolling out a new training curriculum on recognizing signs of abuse and neglect. And so we know that that's a priority for the disability community right now statewide. And we have plans to be able to add that particular training to our repository of trainings that we offer for folks. So we're really excited about being able to add that. We have another training too that is on the horizon, and I would love for all of our folks to just kind of be watching our website for announcements of those new trainings. I'm not going to give away the title of the other one. That one's a surprise.
Dang it. Well, Janna, it's exciting reflecting on all of those accomplishments. And it really reminds me that we continue to heed the call. We tried really hard to listen to what our community needed, to what our families needed. And while, our new training is on a difficult topic, it's something that is needed in our state. And so I'm proud actually as an employee that we're going to be offering that. And just, of course, the communications highlights are really exciting.
Yeah.
Check out our website, and we are trying really hard to keep our community updated. So all the new things that Janna has mentioned, stay tuned. We'll have that all going on social media. So we're excited to share all that good news. So you mentioned it briefly, Janna, but so how have we continued to connect with our community partners this past year?
We have continued to maintain strong partnerships with our community partners because we know that having healthy relationships with our community partners is critical to ensuring that families and systems that systems really that serve the families that we serve have all the information they need to hear from families. We are the boots on the ground that can provide that kind of feedback from what we're hearing from families. And so we continue to nurture those strong relationships with the Division of Developmental Disabilities, with the Arizona Department of Education, with our Arizona Early Intervention Program, with the Arizona Department of Health, and also with our DD network, the Arizona Division of Developmental Disabilities Planning Council, and all of the other members of the DD network that we have really maintained strong partnerships with. And also that has helped us to be able to disseminate information to families that we know can come from those organizations, those agencies that not only need to get information out to families, but also hear from them. So we continue to really try to nurture and maintain those partnerships so that we can continue to be that liaison, that connection conduit for families and agencies and departments.
Definitely. And it's been wonderful that some of these team members from these agencies that we work with have come on to our Facebook Live, have wanted to connect with our community and support what we do, and definitely have been some of our more popular guests. And it's been really timely when they've come on. It's always current issues. And that's something I think has been another silver lining out of the pandemic, is we've been able to have, some higher ups from DDD and the Department of Ed specifically address our Raising Special Kids families.
Yes, yes. We want them to be able to get information straight from the experts so that, we can provide the opportunity for families not only to ask questions, but also I love to call Raising Special Kids Mythbusters, because
Yeah.
so many times, families are not able to avail themselves of all of the information that they need. So we want to be able to provide platforms for those types of conversations.
Definitely. So moving along, Janna, as you know, our phones, they're still ringing off the hook. We're getting family calls. In fact, for December, I'm actually pleasantly surprised. We're really busy. And so anyway, what are some of the common questions that we've been getting this past year from families?
Oh my goodness. Our common questions remain pretty much the same. One area of great concern for families is the healthy mental health of their children and their family during experiencing a worldwide pandemic. I mean, this is a time that no one has seen in our generation or experienced. And so we do see an increase in parents reaching out, looking for additional help and information about accessing behavioral health services for their kids. We're also seeing an increase in families reaching out for not only behavioral health services, but also tools for managing challenging behaviors themselves in their home. We continue to see parents struggling with their own mental health concerns. And so looking for, counseling, things like that, opportunities for respite for families. Basic needs continue to be an ongoing area of concern. And then obviously school, lots and lots of questions about school, IEP support, questions about compensatory services. And then we do continue to see questions from our community that relate to DD and long-term care eligibility. Mm-hmm. And that always, it continues to be a common question that we like to provide support to families on how to provide enough information to help their child be determined eligible if they are indeed. And then transitions. That's the other area too that we see lots of questions. Families that their kids are experiencing a transition. Maybe it's out of Arizona early intervention and into early childhood special education or developmental preschool, or it's that transition out of high school and into grown-up land. And what are we going to do? What are some choices? What are some of the legal options we need to consider? Continues to be a high area of concern.
Very true. And Janna, this leads perfectly into my next question. So some of our tried and true questions we're still getting every day, but there are a few newer ones that we're hearing more often related to mental and behavioral health. Mm-hmm. So how is Raising Special Kids as an organization, shifted to provide support in those, difficult areas of concern?
Yes, absolutely. We want to be responsive to that as an organization. We want to develop and continue to develop and nurture relationships with school districts to make sure that schools know that we're here, to be able, because many times as a family is learning or has an inclination that their child might be having a change or a concern about their mental health, then that is usually going to come up at school, or it's going to be something that a parent just has that feeling in their belly, something's going on, something's not quite right. So if we look at those two particular areas where it's going to be the highest point of contact, where the parent's going to be thinking about it or talking about it. And so if we think about school, and we know that schools have an opportunity to increase their training for their staff on identifying social emotional issues with some of the children in their classrooms, that we want to let them know that we're here to be able to provide additional support to the family if there is an area of concern. So the schools can be able to say to the parent, if you have additional concerns, in and above what support that we're providing here at school, we also want to let you know about Raising Special Kids, because they can provide some additional support and information around behavioral health concerns or mental health needs.
we're here to help. And
Yes.
Janna, too, something I've noticed just as a family support specialist is a lot of families are wanting, that parent to parent connection. They want to have a parent mentor. We call them parent leaders here, so they can talk to someone who gets it, who gets their life. And I find that a lot of families I've talked to have really felt comforted during this stressful few years by having that shared lived experience with someone and talking about it.
Absolutely, Brittany. That's the magic of what we do. There's nothing like being able to talk to another parent that can genuinely say in their heart of hearts that I completely understand where you're coming from. And the beauty of that too is it comes from a space of no judgment.
Right.
There's no eligibility criteria for it or anything like that. You don't have to pay any money for parent-to-parent support. And there's some real, the highest level of social impact comes from parent-to-parent support. So you're absolutely right.
Thank you. I've been a recipient myself, and it's so comforting. So families, if you are interested, yeah, if anyone is interested in that, please call Raising Special Kids. We will put our contact information. Obviously, anything we can do to support you if you have individual concerns. And if you would like to talk about having a parent leader and having that connection, call us. We'd love to help you. So I know you touched on it a little bit, but is Raising Special Kids, are we back? Are we back in the community physically?
Yes, absolutely. And I loved how you said it earlier, Brittany, whenever you said, are we there? We see a sprinkling of outreach events that are happening out there. And you're right. Absolutely. We are. And we do want to be able to participate. We're trying to be careful and selective and not be, not overcommit ourselves. To be out in the community, but we're ready to share information and connect with families. And so if you have an organization out there that has an event that's coming up and you would like to have Raising Special Kids provide information to families, please reach out to us. I know that we can probably get a link to our info at Raising Special Kids, a website or email address in the chat there. So if you do have an event coming up and you're interested, please reach out and send us over an invitation, and we'll take a look at our calendar and see how we can be able to participate. And if we're unable to participate in person, then we want to be able to be participatory with providing resources. So we can send print materials and information so that families still have access.
We are here, and I have to say, it feels like such a privilege. I think maybe before COVID-19, we took for granted all the busyness of our staff all over the state, doing all these trainings and events everywhere. And now it's exciting when you're assigned to actually go and get to do that. And so we want to be out there, and of course, safely and with precautions, and our management team will make those calls, but definitely we will make sure that information is in the chat if you are interested in having Raising Special Kids support the families you serve or your community. Okay, so what can we look forward to from Raising Special Kids in 2022, Janna? What are some things?
Well, I have the best announcement, I think, of the day. So many of you are probably familiar with Special Day for Special Kids, and it is back on, yay, for 2022. So March 12th is our annual Special Day for Special Kids. Same time, same location at the McCormick-Stillman Railroad Park. We have the wonderful partnership and support of the Scottsdale Sunrise Rotary that help put on that event. They do the lion's share of the work, and we bring families and show up and have a beautiful day. And ordinarily there are over 2,000 families that come to Special Day for Special Kids. And once again, it's outside. It's going to be pretty. Hopefully it doesn't rain. So we're really looking forward to that in 2022, and hopefully that will be a marker for turning the corner on some of this pandemic that we've been going through.
Yes, that's a beloved event for the community. And I know that we've been asked that each year, is it happening? So it is exciting to say yes. And thank you to the Scottsdale Rotary for doing this for our families. It's such a special, it literally is a special day. You can go with your child, you relate to the other families that are there. You don't have to worry about judgment or things being more difficult or harder because you have a child with disability. It's just a day to have fun. So please mark your calendars and stay tuned. We'll be advertising more for that event as we get closer.
And just be prepared as a family. Your child will not have food that day that
Okay.
has any no. They will not have any food that is
Oh.
of good nourishment. It will be all stuff that is just fun food. That's kind of the beauty of it too.
Definitely. Just a day to have fun.
Yes.
Well, Janna, I've loved hearing about all of this and reflecting with you. Of course, I know many of these things, but it just makes me smile thinking about what a privilege it is for us to keep on serving and keep on helping our Arizona families. And I'm so grateful for the partnerships we have and the people that believe in the work we do. And so as we wrap this up today, Janna, do you have any advice for our families as we close 2021?
Well, first of all, I would like to echo what you just said, Brittany, is we do enjoy the support of our community so very much. We couldn't do this work without the support of our community. We couldn't do this work without the support of our board of directors that are highly engaged and I'm saying the word again, supportive of this work and understand the value and really, really appreciate that, because once again, we couldn't do it without their support for us. One thing that we would love to just remind folks is that we are, as much as we would like to believe we aren't, but we are still living in a pandemic, and encourage really everyone to stay safe and healthy, and that we look forward to a new year, and that we are here, and we're here for help and hope. And we look forward to just being able to see and get to know more families and have more parent leaders join our team and more staff join our team in the coming years. And just once again, thank everyone for all of their commitment and time to the good work that we do with Arizona families.
So well said, Janna. So thank you everyone for listening in today. Raising Special Kids as a team wants to say thank you for the support this year. We've loved serving you in our community. We hope you have a happy holiday season, and we'll see you next time.